Hello, and a warm welcome to our weekly show, Love Athletics. In this program, we bring you the latest highlights from our sport with expert input from different continental areas. Hope you had a great start to 2022 and delighted to be back together. We're thrilled to have as our guests today the athlete refugee team representatives, Jamal Abdelmaji Eza Mohammed and Othman Naid Hamou, and ART team manager Rotem Genosar. Hi all, lovely to see you again, and a big thank you for joining us.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me and inviting us, and such good invite stuff. And I'm really happy to enjoy this group.
Thank you, Jamal. So let's take a look back at 2021, and in particular, the European Cross Country Championships in Dublin on 12th December, the first participation in a European athletics event. The refugee team performed well there, earning a 10th spot in the senior team standings, ahead of countries like Italy and Denmark. Jamal and Othman, you had first met at the World Cross in Aarhus in 2012 and then competed for the refugee team on several major events. Othman, how has competing for the ART affected your life?
I have to say my life did change a lot. I am really grateful for support I received from World Athletics since I start my first teams in Aarhus until now. It affects a lot to progress and performing in international level, and I'm really grateful.
And you now have a scholarship from Olympic Solidarity.
Right now, we are waiting the final list for 2024.
Okay, but last year you did?
Yes, exactly.
Great, and that helped as well.
Yeah, I am really grateful for EOC for their support for refugee athletes, and also on running. And World Athletics, of course, for to have chance to participate in international, like World Championship, and also European Championship. They give us chance to participate.
And Jamal, what changed for you since March 2019?
From first, let's say thank you to Asimta Rona, that they made they put everything on me to become on that position, and they did all their best to put me as a part of the refugee Olympic ART team. And without Simta and RAT, without them, I wasn't be here today. Let's say thank you to them. And yeah, my training is being after I start become a part of refugee Olympic team, my training is being effective from let's say 50%. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this program, and that's changed my life a lot.
Jamal, how do you look back at 2021? Was it a good year for you in spite of the injuries which blocked you for many months?
Yeah, most definitely. Let's say when I started my 2021, I was a little bit injured. During the injury was 7 months. Then I back to training. But after I back to training, I performed well. I started my first performance, I think, in Birmingham, the European Cup. And from there, yeah, I think it went well, and I'm really glad for what I achieved in 2021, and I hope I'm looking forward to see how it goes 2022 without injuries.
Othman, you also had many months troubled by injuries. And in fact, you didn't even want to compete in Dublin. Tell us about that.
Um, I have to say it's very complicated year, 2021, but I did learn a lot of things. To know who I am, what running is for me, you know. Running, I realized running is my life, my love, my lifestyle. You know, the air I can breathe. I feel alive. And this injury for me, it was a challenge. You know, I take it like challenge. I did keep work hard, and after Rotem, our leader did contact me. You know, I told him I am not ready 100% in my shape, but if I am healthy, I will come to head my team, of course.
Well, that was a pretty good help for the team. So, Jamal, you placed an excellent 31st in Dublin, ahead of some great names at European running, after already performing very well in your first race with the ART in Aarhus.
Yeah, let's say in Dublin is like second experience in the big cross country and toughest cross country I ever been. But you know, like you have to do all your best to not let down your teams or your, you know, like the people put their energy all into one thing, and our manager told us we are not going to quit until we make the goal, and that's our goal. Why, like I went through all of it, and I say I'm not going to let down my people and my manager who like been supporting me until went from zero until now, and that's why I just like running, and in my mind is only one thing: if I'm not did well, so we are not going to beat couple European teams. We are going to finish the last team, but that is not what we came here for it. And yeah, that's how we came through. And without team, like you're not going to achieve any goals. So we achieve our goals together, and we are happy for it. I was so glad to beat couple of the great athletes, and that's why it gives me motivation all the time. If you can like beat one of the best athletes somewhere, so you will believe in yourself and say, okay, everything is possible. I have to go work much more hard than this, and I will go on. And that's why I did that.
Is cross country your favorite event, or is it because it's a team event and you have extra motivation?
Yes, most definitely. I love cross countries and I love track, but cross country is my favorite. For sure, it's my favorite. I love cross countries.
What is special about cross?
It's in cross, like it's not like when you're running on track. It's something special, like you going challenging with the health, going down, everything you challenge with the great athletics and every stuff. It's like everything in cross country is like much more different than anything else. It's like you running on the, I don't know how to explain this. I just love cross country. Let's say that. Yeah.
Now, Jamal, you also had the privilege to be included in the refugee team for the Olympic Games in Tokyo. Tell us about that experience. Are the Olympic Games really special?
Yo, my God, you don't understand. Like when they call my name and they say I'm in, I was screaming in this room and I wasn't believing. And Olympics is much more special than anything else. Like it's every athlete's dream. Like if you start running or doing any kind of sport, Olympics is the first dream of any athlete. So Olympics was really special for me. And yeah.
And Othman, your best performance so far was the 10K in the Cursa del Nasos in Barcelona on 31st December 2020. But you also did well in steeplechase and even in the World Half Marathon in Gdynia in 2019. So what is your favorite event?
I can consider, I think, half marathon like my best performance I've done in my career because I did beat European Championship from Belgium, many athletes from Spain and other country. I come 67, and we was like 130 athletes or something like that. So I was very proud of this result performance. All my life I was working hard to achieve this level, and after I had this confidence to run in Barcelona. Even with COVID, it was very tough to enter in Madrid and other race, but I had a chance to be there in start line, and I did my best, and I did a great result.
Yes, weren't you a bit surprised because about the half marathon? You had mostly been competing over 3,000 steeplechase, and were you surprised to perform so well at a much longer distance in Gdynia?
Honestly, they are not surprised. It's only about no secret. They only work hard. I did change my coach after before Gdynia. I make a lot of change, nutrition, my program. So I starting a real program as a professional runner, like for long distance. I started to do long kilometer per week, like 150, 160, that I never had done in my life. So that's kind of steps that bring me to this result. So and I work very hard, twice training, twice time per day, and eat, sleep. So live like a pro, you know, and I was confident that I am below around 64, 63, even 60, 62. My training was valued this result.
Well, congratulations for your motivation and determination and lifestyle change.
Thank you so much.
So Rotem, as the ART team manager, how do you look back at 2021? What were the highs and lows and the most significant thing for you?
2021, as I see it, was a very tough and very complex year for everyone. And of course, for refugees, it's even harder because the travel is harder and sometimes the training. But I think the refugee team, World Athletics refugee team, did a great step forward. I can mention in this year 2 team events. First in Birmingham, European Cup, 10,000 meters, that we had a team of 3 athletes, but we didn't score because one of the athletes did not finish. But it was a great experience for us. It was Jamal, Fouad, and Taklawini. Otman back then was injured. And then we prepared, and I spoke with the athletes that our goal for 2021 will be Dublin. For me, it is very important the team scoring, because we show it's not just one athlete, and it's not happening. It's not a luck that these refugee athletes are so strong. And I think in Dublin we prove it. We came with almost full team of 5 athletes, and we did our best. I think we can do better. Otman just came from injury first race, and I think everybody can do even better. But we did 10th place as a team in Europe, as you said it in the beginning, and it is a great result for us. And for me as a team manager, everyone came for the team, all the 5 athletes, and also refugee athletes have ego, like everyone, but they only thought about the team and did their best and did a great result. And it gives us, we want more now. We want more for Torino next year. cross-country, European cross-country, and of course we have a lot of events in 2022. But to sum it up, I think it was very important here for us that now also, of course, with the Olympics. In the Olympics, the refugee team in athletics, most of them did very well. Taklawini was very good in marathon, Jamal in 5,000 meters. Dorian is our sprinter, he did very good in 100 meters. And also the athletes from Kenya did their best. They had a tougher year in training. They didn't train so much, but overall it was fantastic. And the athlete wants more. All the athletes now want to be better and want to achieve better results and want to prepare and to be in the team for Paris. And we have now, and Anna, you know how much work it was to get in a European athletics event that include the refugee team as well now. So as I see it now, with the support of Olympic Solidarity and World Athletics and European Athletics, they have all what they need to be like real professional athletes, not just a refugee that are coming and say, hi, I'm a refugee athlete. This was maybe before, now they are coming to compete and to be better each year. And they have the conditions, I think, to do it. Not the same as Olympians in national teams, but we are not complaining. We have great conditions as well.
Thank you, Rotem. So let's take a look now at what's been happening over the last 4 weeks, starting with road races. The last two world records of 2021 were set over 5K in the Cursa dels Nassos in Barcelona on the 31st of December. Ethiopia's Ejegai Utaye, the second fastest woman at 5,000 in 2021, took the record in a mixed race to 14 minutes 18 in just the second international road race of her career, smashing the previous mark by 25 seconds. Miraf Bata was second in a Swedish record of 15:04. In the men's race, 22-year-old Aregawi Berihu clocked 12:50 to break Joshua Cheptegei's world mark by 1 second after coming within 1 second of the record in Lille last November. And Ugandan Peter Maro was a distant runner-up in 13:30. Traditional St. Silvestre races were also scheduled on 31st December in many other cities. The San Silvestre Valliacana 10K in Madrid was taken by Spain's Mohamed Katir in 27:45, a national record. Katir was the first Spanish winner since 2003. Burundian Rodrigo Quizera, who has been shining on the cross circuit, was runner-up in 27:55 over another Spaniard, Nassim Hassasus, in 28:05. The Bow Classic in Bolzano, Italy, saw an Ethiopian double. Dawit Seyaum took the 5K women's race in 15:22, ahead of Kenya's Nora Geruto, 15:24, and Italy's Nadia Battocletti, 15:55. In the 10K men's race, Tadesse Worku Gebreselassie, competing in his last race as a junior, triumphed in 28:18, ahead of compatriot and former winner Tamirat Tola, 28:26, and Britain's Tom Mortimer, 29:23. The San Silvestre of Sao Paulo, the oldest end-of-the-year race, celebrated its 96th edition. The 50-kilometer race crowned Ethiopia's Bezaheb Tilahun Belai and Kenya's Sandra Felis Chebet Tuwei for the second time, as both had already won there in 2018. Bezabe clocked 44:54 ahead of Brazilian Daniel Ferreira do Nascimento, 45:09, and Bolivia's Hector Garibay Flores in 45:15. On the women's side, Tuey clocked 50:06 ahead of Ethiopia's Yenesh Dinkesa 51:26 and Brazilian Jennifer do Nascimento Silva in 53:32. At the Valencia Ibercaja 10K on 9 January, performances were hampered by strong winds. Kenyan steeplechaser Nora Geruto took the crown in 30:35 ahead of Norway's fresh European cross-country champion Caroline Berkeli Grövdal and compatriot Gladys Chepkirui. Kenyans also took first and third spot in the men's race. Daniel Simiyu Ebenyu won in a fast 26:58 ahead of Ethiopia's Chimdesa Debele Gudeta 27:10 and Jacob Krop. An impressive 39 athletes finished under 29 minutes. Othman, you have already competed this year in the Valencia 10K on 9 January. Tell us about that race, Othman.
I feel like I am wake up from bad dream. I couldn't realize that I'm back in right track. It was so tough last year to believe that I'm back again. I am alive. I am here. I am in right track. So I can see light finally. I was feeling emotional before finish line. I know I am under 30 minutes. I know I'm back soon in my shape. I know I'm in right track. So it's a special moment. I was waiting 1 year for this moment, and I'm really grateful.
That's great. Cross-country circuit has also been busy. The World Cross Country Tour resumed on the 19th of December with the last gold event of 2021 in Venta de Baños, Spain. In the men, Burundi's Rodrigo Quizera capped a very successful year with another victory, this time over Ethiopian Nibret Melak and Ugandan Albert Chemutai. Kenya's Edina Chebitok won the women's race by more than 1 minute from Spanish-based Ethiopian Linka Amebo and Turkey's Emin Hatun Meshal, who is the wife of Spanish middle-distance runner Adel Meshal. The Campaccio in San Giorgio sul Legnano, Italy on the 6th of January saw an Ethiopian double with David Seyaum and Adisu Yihune. David Seyaum defeated Eritrea's Rahel Gebreyohannes Daniel and Kenya's World Under-20 cross-country champion Beatrice Chebet. Adisu Yuhane, only 18, won over Kenyans Emmanuel Kiplagat and Amos Serem. In El Goibar, Spain, on the 9th of January, it was a Kenyan double, this time in the rain. Edina Jebitok took a clear victory in the senior women's race ahead of Beatrice Chebet and Uganda's Priska Chesang. In the men's race, Nicholas Kimeli took the crown ahead of Ethiopia's Adisu Yihune, the winner of the Campaccio 3 days earlier, and Uganda's Roger Kibet. And finally, let's look at what's been happening in stadium events. Outdoor track events are ongoing in the Southern Hemisphere. At the Oceania Combined Events Championships in 18-19 December in Brisbane, Australia's Daniel Golubovic improved his PB to 8,336 points, setting best marks in 6 of the 10 events. In the women's heptathlon, Australia's Tanail Crace also scored a big PB with 5,773 points, setting best marks in 5 of the 7 events. So let's look now at 2022 plans for our guests in the Refugee team. What are your plans for the rest of the season?
Honestly, now I put all my focus, not just participate, just entry standard, 100% for entry standard, to show that the Refugee team can make entry standard like other athletes, and we go to World Championship and European Championship with entry standard. and that's a meaning to show the refugee athlete can perform and make entry standard.
That's great. And what about you, Jamal?
Yeah, I can't wait for this year for real now. I'm just hoping to stay healthy until the World Championship in Oregon, or before that, any competition around. And also, I'm trying to improve my result this year for 10K or 5K, and in any case. But yeah, I'm working really hard to achieve those goals. And the biggest goal is like to get into the European Championship to make the standard. And that's more important for 10K or 5K. And yeah, time will say.
So Rotem, 2022 will be a very busy year with indoor and outdoor championships, European championships, as well as other major events. What will be the main focus for the athlete refugee team?
Okay, as you said, within 2 months, we have World Indoors in Serbia, and we already pick Angelina and from Kenya and Dorian from Portugal that will represent refugee team in indoors. And then we will look for the spring. In the spring, we're planning to go to London's 10,000 meters PBs, most of the long distance refugee athletes, and then to go to track competition to try to achieve entry standards. And as Othman and Jamal said, for me, I'm looking mainly to Munich, to European Athletics Championships in August. I believe that Othman can achieve entry standard in steeplechase, and Jamal can achieve entry standard in 10K and 5K. And I believe they, with Fouad and Dorian, and they can go and compete really hard and be like one of, we hope, like top 20, maybe top 15 in European athletics. And of course, before, the biggest event is the World in July, before European Athletics, World Athletics Championships in Oregon. And we also want to have the best team. We will have between 5 to 6 athletes. And we plan to have the best team and to do another step forward after Doha in 2019. So very busy spring and summer, and after it, we plan to compete as a team in World Half Marathon in China, and to finish the season in Torino in World Cross Country. So as you see, it's like a full calendar, like professional athletes, and we hope to do our best.
Definitely very, very busy year for the refugee team and for all athletes. Now, Othman, you competed an IAAF coaching course in 2019. Are you already using that knowledge?
Again?
You completed an IAAF coaching course in 2019. Are you already applying that knowledge?
I have to say thank you for World Athletic, and for you especially, for this chance to get to study the coaching. It was important for me after my career as a runner to do something and to think about my future. So yeah, at the moment I'm trying to share my experience in my town here where I live in Sweden with some talent athlete. I help, and they made good results in local and regional in Sweden. And looking forward for level 2, like I'm already asked Rotem and our World Athletic if we can have level 2 to continue our education and knowledge in coaching.
That's great. Now, at the end of every year, countries, continents, and athletics magazines select their top athletes. An interesting innovation is that the Vanda Diamond League decided to also recognize the most consistent athletes the Diamond League in 2021 in 5 different categories of events. Here they are. Sprints, Kenny Bednarek and Elaine Thompson-Hera. Distance races, Timothy Cheruiyot and Faith Kipyegon. Hurdles, Carson Warhol and Femke Bol. In the jumps, Mondo Duplantis and Yulimar Rojas. In the throws, Ryan Krauser and Sandra Perkovic. Let's look more closely. So sprints, Bednarek and Thompson-Hera. Kenny Bednarek chalked up 4 wins and 2 runner-up spots over 200 meters in the Diamond League, as well as silver in the Olympic Games. Elaine Thompson-Hera suffered only 4 defeats over 100 and 200 meters in 221. First at the Jamaican Championships in June, where she was only 3rd behind Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, who took both victories, and in August when she was again beaten by Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce in Lausanne. But overall, Thompson-Hera won 4 Diamond League races at 100 meters, including Eugene in a stunning 10:54, and 1 over 200 meters. So middle distances, Cheruiyot and Kipyegon. Timothy Cheruiyot came 2nd in Tokyo, but won all 5 Diamond League meets he contested, including the final in Zurich. Faith Kipyegon's only loss of the season came in her first 1,500-meter race at the Diamond League meeting in Rome in June. After that, she won all her races, including the Olympic Games and 3 other Diamond League meets. Hurdles, Warhol and Bol. We spoke at length in several shows about Carson Warhol and his world records in Tokyo, a favorite moment of 2021 for many in the sport, and in Oslo Diamond League. But Femke Bol was 3rd in Tokyo in an amazing, but was amazingly consistent throughout the season over the hurdles and the 400 meters flat, winning, among others, 2 golds at the European Indoor Championships in Torun on the 4 and the 4x4 relay. Over the hurdles, the only race she lost was the fabulous Olympic final. In all other races, including 6 Diamond League meets, she was the winner. So in jumps, Duplantis and Rojas. Yulimar Rojas finally broke Inessa Kravet's 1995 world record, jumping 15:67 in Tokyo, and landed over 5 meters 12 in every single one of her 11 competitions in 2021, except the Tokyo qualifying round when that didn't matter. The only competition she lost was the Monaco Diamond League, where she jumped 15:12 in her second attempt, but lost to Shanika Ricketts, who had a best jump of 14:75, but went further than Rojas in the final 3, as the Venezuelan chased the world record and fouled in rounds 5 and 6. Thank goodness that absurd rule has been ditched for 2021. Now let's take a look more closely at Rojas's performance. The average of Yulimar's 10 best jumps was 15:36. The only other woman to jump over 15 meters last year was Patricia Mamona, who took silver in Tokyo with 15:01. Amazing. Mondo Duplantis did not manage to break a world record in 2021, but jumped 6 meters or higher in 8 competitions, including the Olympic Games and 6 Diamond League meetings. And finally, in the throws, Krauser and Perkovic. We already spoke about Ryan Krauser's amazing number of throws over 22 meters. And in fact, the only 2021 competitions where he did not pass that mark was his last indoor competition in Fayetteville on 21st February and his first outdoor event, the Drake Relays, on 24th April. And in both occasions, he threw 21:93, so only 7 centimeters short of the 22 meters barrier. Sandra Perkovic was on this podium for every one of her competitions in 2021, except the Olympic Games, where she finished fourth. With wins in Rome and Paris Diamond League meetings, she increased her total tally of DL wins to 44, the highest total ever, well ahead of second placed Renaud Lavillenie, who has 38 wins. And while we're looking at 2021 superlatives, let's check which is the best European sprinting nation among the women. Congratulations, Switzerland, Europe's best sprinting nation in the women's category, with 3 women in the top 10 in the 100 meters, Alia Del Ponte, Mujinga Kambunji, and Salome Kora, and 2 women in the top 10 in the 200, again, Kambunji and Del Ponte. Fantastic performance by Switzerland, ladies, well done. And finally, let's take a look at what's coming up in the next fortnight as we reach the end of our show. On the roads, the Houston Marathon is scheduled for Sunday, 16 January. The Great Ethiopian Run 10K is now scheduled for 23 January after being postponed from its original date in November due to political unrest. The Osaka Women's Marathon will take place on 30 January with only a domestic elite field due to the pandemic. Unfortunately, the new COVID wave has already caused a series of cancellations and postponements of athletics events as infections rise again worldwide. The World Cross Country calendar has been severely affected, with 3 gold events, which were scheduled for 16 January, Serradilla in Spain, and 23 January, Hanot in Belgium and Albufeira in Portugal, postponed to the end of February or early March. The next gold event is therefore the Cinque Mulini in San Giorgio sul Legnano, Italy, confirmed for 30 January. And the World Athletics Indoor Tour kicks off on the 22nd of January with events in Birmingham, Alabama, USA, and in Manchester, Great Britain, before the first gold meeting takes place in Karlsruhe on 29 January, and then the Millrose Games in New York the following day. Again, several meets had to be postponed due to the pandemic. Now, one good piece of news on the COVID front is that the Japanese National Institute of Infectious Diseases has informed that there was absolutely no spread of COVID-19 between Tokyo 2020 Olympics and Paralympics competitors and the local public. Unfortunately, there have been several deaths to report over the last week, including triple jump legend Viktor Saneyev, the winner of 3 successive Olympic titles in 1968 to 1976, who passed away aged 66 in Australia, where he had relocated to work as a coach. Trinidad and Tobago sprinter Dion Lindor was killed in a car accident in Texas, aged 29. He had won Olympic and world medals in the 4x400 relay and individual bronze medals in the world indoors in 2:16 and 2:18. And finally, Heinrich Clausen, co-organizer of the European Championships in Stuttgart 86 and Munich 2002, and general secretary of the 2009 World Championships in Berlin, passed away after a serious illness, aged 73. Rest in peace, all of you. Now, Rotem, if I'm not mistaken, this year it will be 10 years since the founding of Alley Runners Club Hasimta. Are you, co-founder Shiris Kasher, coach Yuval Karmi, satisfied with the club's evolution so far?
Yes, of course. At the end of the year, next December, we will celebrate 10 years from our foundation of the club, Alley Athletics Club. And we're very happy. It's very tough, of course, day to day to work with the athletes, but we're very happy of our junior team that bring Israeli team in Dublin to be in 3rd place in Europe for Israel. It's fantastic, and 4 out of 5 in this national team is Ali athletes. So we have great juniors that we hope for development, and we have our senior athletes. And I'm very happy we are started to recruit with another refugee athlete named Malik. He's our coach now is the kids coach, and we're recruiting. We have like 20 very good athletes that coached by Malik, and they love him, and he's becoming a great coach. Also, he's from Darfur, Sudan. So I'm very optimistic that we'll keep this development. Another thing that is very important for me, and it's a problem in art as I see it, we don't have women athletes, women refugee athletes. It's more important for me, and for now in Europe we will not succeed to develop women refugee athletes, but in Ali Athletics, in 3 weeks we will compete with the women team, which is not so strong, but I want them to compete in European cross country for clubs in Portugal, beginning of February. So I'm very happy with the development, and I hope we'll keep in the same route.
That's great. So we're now at the end of our show. It was great having the refugee athlete team members with us, Jamal, Otman, and manager Rotem. So congratulations, and thank you so much to all of you, to Otman, Jamal, and Rotem for joining our show. It was really great to catch up with you, and we'll be inviting you again in a couple of months so that we can have updates on your performances and your plans.
Yeah, my pleasure, and thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank you so much, Anna. It was a pleasure to see you.
It's lovely to see you all.
Thanks.
Congratulations for everything you have been doing in 2021, which, as Rotem said, was a particularly difficult year for everyone. And lovely to see you again with so many great plans for a very, very busy 2022.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much for everything.
See you soon. Ciao. Thank you.
Bye. Ciao.
Bye.
Thank you all for watching. See you in 2 weeks on Love Athletics to look together at the highlights, comments, and analysis of what's been happening in our sport over the past fortnight. In between, we're starting a new series with Pierre-Jean Vazelle, focusing on athletics history, and we'll be recording the first show on 21st January. See you all soon.